A little while ago, there was speculation that Canon's new camera they were working on had specs that were impossible for today's technology. 8K video with no crop across the full width of the sensor, in-body image stabilization, and the ability to use their incredibly accurate autofocus system with these 8K modes. 8K video. Well, many of these specs were just confirmed, the camera has been announced, B&H has coming soon on their site, so let's talk about the specs of this camera and if this is going to be a game changer for you. So the new Canon EOS R5 just had an update announcement, and I'm super interested in how this camera is going to do over the next couple of years, because when Canon released the EOS R at the end of 2018, most people hated on it and thought it was lacking in features, but as it turns out, the vast majority of people who bought it actually ended up loving it, and they even started using it over their higher end cameras that they owned. The EOS R doesn't have the greatest specs, but it does have just enough features that work well to make filming really convenient, so you always want to use it. So with that being said, now that the EOS R5 has been confirmed, this time it's jammed packed with features not seen before in this class of camera. In fact, I'd say that the features available altogether have never been seen in any camera. I am really curious if Canon managed to keep the functionality and ease of use that the EOS R has, along with providing all of these insane new features. I think this camera will be something that a lot of people want, but do you really need 8K video? Most people still don't even own 4K TV, so why would you need to film in 8K? Well, the reality is there's actually major benefits to filming in higher resolutions, even if you're delivering the final video in 1080 or 4K. When you downsample from 8K to 4K or 4K to 1080 or 8K to 1080, there's going to be a massive amount of data recorded originally that's being squeezed into this smaller frame size. And what that means is there's going to be much more detail captured, resulting in a much cleaner image. But there's another advantage, which is the ability to crop in later while editing, without losing any quality. This is helpful in an interview setup when you'd like to have a close-up and a wider shot at the same time without using a second camera. Now, technically, there will be some differences if you were to actually switch to a tighter lens to frame a close-up, such as how the depth of field looks. Basically, the more telephoto you go, the shallower the depth of field will be. So if you're filming on a wide lens in 8K and then cropping in post to your close-up, the depth of field won't be as shallow as if you switch to a telephoto lens instead. That being said, I don't mind the difference in most cases, especially when shooting on larger sensors. Okay, so that clears up why shooting in 8K can be useful, even if you're not delivering in 8K, but what about the other specs? Let's have a look at some of the other confirmed features that the EOS R5 has that Canon just announced. 8K internal uncropped video, clean full sensor, 10-bit 422 with a 4K mode that shoots up to 120 frames a second, all packed into this little tiny mirrorless camera. There are 2 card slots on this camera, and I don't know all of the features because they haven't said it yet, but the file sizes are going to be huge, I can tell you that for sure. And CF Express cards are really expensive. The other card slot is a UHS-ii SD card slot, but I doubt it'll be able to record the 8K modes, so they probably are just more for like proxy workflows. There's just too much data to record on an SD card. However, this isn't confirmed, so we'll see. Okay, next we'll talk about IBIS, known as In-Body Image Stabilization. So image stabilization is pretty important, and Sony and Panasonic have been using IBIS for years. And now the EOS R5 will be the first Canon camera to have IBIS that works with the image stabilization that comes with the lenses. So these two functions are going to work together to produce an even better image stabilization, allowing for completely usable handheld footage, or at least that's my guess. So next, dual pixel autofocus. Canon is known for their autofocus accuracy, while Panasonic has failed miserably over and over trying to get it right. Sony has an okay autofocus system in their A-series cameras, but Canon's dual pixel technology just performs so well. It's awesome, and vloggers especially love it because it means perfectly tracked focus wherever, whenever. For solo shooters, it's really helpful. So the EOS R5 will have dual pixel autofocus in all 8K modes. Well, those are all amazing features, but what is it going to cost? There's no official price at the time of making this video, but I assume it'll be around 4K or 5K, but it's anyone's guess until they officially announce it. There are rumors that it'll be even cheaper than 4K, and I'm definitely not going to complain about that. Now, they haven't released much info on the specs for the photo side, so we'll leave that for now, but this camera is a beast. Now, with all that being said, as someone who's shot on DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, cell phones, budget cinema cameras, and true cinema cameras like Reds and Arri Alexas, I can tell you without a doubt that the camera you're working with is just a tool. You definitely don't need the EOS R5 in 8K video, but it might make life easier for you, and the quality of it will definitely be incredible. But there are so many other factors that create a great video, like the lighting, location, subject, and of course the story. So it's just a camera, and at the end of the day, you might find yourself using your iPhone more often because it does a decent job and is far more convenient. But yes, this is a pretty incredible tool. I do think it's a game changer, but there will be many other game changers as time goes on. And I promise what won't change over time is how important the story is in projects you're making. So what do you think about this camera? I'll leave you with words directly from someone who works for Canon. We've seen speculation that the EOS R5 specs are impossible. Today's announcement confirms once again we are achieving the impossible in order to support our customers' need for a camera that delivers exceptional image quality and video capture. As an industry leader, we are challenging the market with this launch and showing what's possible with our technology. The EOS R5 and the RF lens system is proof of our commitment to redefine mirrorless and shows Canon's unparalleled strength in creating products with true purpose. So there you have it, straight from Canon themselves. There's a lot packed into this camera, and I'm really wondering what the compromise will be for all of this. Will there be overheating issues? Will the fans be super loud? Can it only record in 1 minute 8K bursts? We have no clue at this time, but I'm really excited about this, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that are really excited about this. I do believe this is a game changer. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of the EOS R5 that was just announced, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this in the future. We'll see you next time. "8K internal uncropped video. Clean.